Hey, in this video, you are going to see a full tutorial of the Seller.Tools Chrome extension. This Chrome extension helps Amazon sellers with getting more reviews, with listing optimization, and a bunch of other stuff. So you're going to see all of this in this video with timestamps included down in the description. So if you're looking for a specific part of the extension that you'd like to see how it works, you can find it down in the description. And also, we're going to have a free Seller.Tools account with a 14-day free trial, so you can try out Seller.Tools itself, but the extension itself is also free. And there's going to be a coupon code down in the description, VOVA20, in case you'd like to get recurring discount for your subscription. And today I'm accompanied by Troy Johnston, who's the co-owner of Seller.Tools, and he's an Amazon seller, seven-figure earner, a bunch of other stuff to his name. So better, Troy, you introduce yourself to us and let's have some fun. Let's educate our viewers today.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me back on. Always great to see you. Excited to put content together, and especially what we're tackling here with the free Chrome extension. A lot of the things that we offer here at Seller.Tools with some of these free features where, as sellers ourselves, as you mentioned, we sort of wanted to address and figure out, hey, what is our advantage? What is our edge? Make sure we're not doing the same thing as every other brand and hoping to win on Amazon. But how can we truly optimize, how we can have more sales, more reviews for that social proof to convert that traffic that we're winning. And the Chrome extension helps us to be able to do that.
Yeah, man. Welcome again to the channel. I think it's the third or fourth video that we're doing together. So also include the playlist of all our videos together for Seller.Tools, because also you help with product launches and a bunch of other stuff. So our viewers can, again, further educate themselves on that. Yeah, man, let's do the tutorial of the extension. Let's see how it works. And just for the viewers, I gotta say that we'll have a link that you can use to download the extension in the description, because sometimes people ask, like, where do I get it? Simple, you get inside the Chrome store, click on add extension. It's going to be down in the description, the link. It's going to be added to your Chrome browser. Then you can start using it. So Troy, if you may please share with us, all the good stuff.
Wonderful. Let's do it. Yeah. And one important point too is because the Chrome extension is free, the only thing that unlocks your access is your Seller.Tools credentials, whether you're on your trial, whether you're on a paid plan, whether you've even used your paid plan and you've left us for some reason, you can still use those credentials to log in and get access. So don't think, oh, I'm not paying Seller.Tools, even though I'm using a free Chrome extension. You still get access. We still want you to use these tools because we know if you get value through these tools, you get an advantage. We help you with that. We want to continue to help you with that on an ongoing basis. So important point there as well. But feel free, as you're watching this video, you can follow alongside with us and run the Chrome extension on your own products. Because what I'd love to start with is one of our newest features, which is the listing quality score. And as I've got pulled up here, I'm on Amazon.com. I have the Seller.Tools ticker, which you can see along the top here, activated. And you can completely customize what you see when you have the Chrome extension activated and you're on Amazon.com. But what you'll also notice, and I've searched for argan oil and found this product, which was ranked quite highly, but a good just sample product for us to walk through to be able to look more closely at listing quality score. You're going to find it right here. On any listing, you can run this again on your own products, highly encouraged. You can run it on competitors, highly encouraged there too. Is there missed opportunities, things that you can take advantage of? But let's take a more detailed view now that we see what the score is for this product in ASIN. Mm-hmm. So when we click on LQS, now you can actually see I was already diving into this listing. So I'm going to just collapse these views because this is exactly how you're going to see it when you click on your product or a competitor, any ASIN on Amazon. First, you're going to see the total listing quality score. So this is really how it's doing on the whole. Feel free again to hover over any of the question marks to get some more detailed information as to what the listing quality score is or the different elements that make it up. For additional information, one key point to highlight, this is, in my opinion, the most comprehensive listing analyzer. We look at 33 plus different elements. You're going to see how we break that down. So when we get a really full and complete view, we really know, is this listing optimal? Is it truly optimized? Is it missing sales? Are you missing sales, potential revenue without being optimized? But that certainty, that knowing is really where the listing quality score shines. We break it down into three specific areas to arrive at this total listing quality score. First, we look at keyword quality. We all know the importance of keywords, capturing demand based on buyer intent, through keywords, how we're using keywords in our listing, keywords that we're missing. Are we even indexed? How do we show up in Amazon's catalog or not for a specific keyword? So we'll analyze those keywords and we'll take a look at that next. We also look at the media quality. This is a really often overlooked aspect. Ironically, as Amazon becomes more media rich, we know that there's more images, there's more videos, we have related video shorts, we have Amazon Live, we have all these things that Amazon is doing to sort of create a more of a social media experience, let's say, where you're looking at images and video and multiple different touch points. How are you performing? How is a listing performing in the use of that media, meeting Amazon style guidelines, optimally using the real estate that we have on our listing to make sure our score is as best as it can be? And then we have conversion quality score. Ultimately, if we welcome all this great traffic, we're doing all these great things to rank, what is our likelihood of converting that traffic? And is there any missed opportunities? So we sort of have to look at it that same way. Is there missed opportunity? Are we losing sales? But then also on the other end of the spectrum, are we realizing as many sales as possible? Are we really pushing as much as possible to have our listing perform as ideally as we want? So let's dive into keyword quality score. As we break this down, and you can just hover this over however you'd like in the listing, and it will analyze the entirety of the listing. We'll look at different elements where you will utilize keywords. And first and foremost, of course, we start with the title, the character count. Are you using as much real estate as possible with the keywords that you have researched, you have found to be relevant to your product? We'll also do this for the bullet points. We can already see here a few cases of bullet points being underneath the recommended limit. And you really want to treat these, as I scroll down so we can look at the bullet points as well, as best practices, which is sort of intuitive, right? You have so much space that you can use. We only have so many keywords that are relevant, that have adequate search volume for any one product. Are we using as much of that real estate as possible? These are the sort of the low-hanging fruit of making sure that you are plugging in words and phrases and meeting that best practice. So we have some room here across a number of bullet points. We also analyze the description. So if we can see the description or A plus or EBC content, if that is lacking, this becomes very clear that your listing is suboptimal. And as we can see for this listing, there is nothing in place. So when it comes to sort of obvious and intuitive ways of saying, hey, I'm not fully optimized, this is staring you right in the face and saying, hey, I'm not using any characters. I'm not using any media in the form of A plus or EBC on this listing. One other important point too. Sure. Oh, go ahead. Did you have a question?
Yeah. So does it count it based on the category? So for example, now we're in oils, right? There are, you have the recommended charts for description over 4,000, bullet points over 400. Now, will it change based on category? Because I think it might change based on category. Like some categories might have like specific amount of bullet points characters that are available, or is it for all the categories?
So this is going to be universal. This will be across all categories. What gets really interesting is if you know some of the hacks and you can add in a 6th bullet point, a 7th bullet point. There are ways to do that, but obviously too, that would just create more buckets to add keywords. Right. So for those that are familiar and know how to plug in data that way, that is an option. But this is a general best practice to apply across categories. Okay. One other important one to note, and I didn't happen to pick a listing that had A plus or EBC. Amazon does index that portion of a listing. That has been an open question. That has been a question of, okay, index visibility for some of the elements, the words and phrases that you use there. We can actually in real time check if the keywords that you use for that portion of your description, if they are indexed or not. It's really slick because it kind of does two of those things. It answers that question, but then also tells you, okay, I'm thinking I'm populating and optimizing this portion of my listing. Well, come to find out, I'm only optimized for 70% of it. What does that other 30% look like? How am I using those words or phrases? Do I need to plug them into different portions of my listing to make sure that they get optimized, run PPC, those types of things to tell Amazon that we're relevant?
So you're saying that EBC does get indexed? For example, we have just a few lines in the EBC, we have some keywords. It does get indexed, really, because this is, as you mentioned, it's a question that's been on for years, and you're saying that it does get indexed. And then the next question that comes, there's the description in the back end, right? If you have the EBC, A plus content on, then the description on the back end is still, you can still fill it on Amazon, right? Should we fill it? Do you know, maybe?
Yes, I would. We completely fill out the listing. And there's an original video I did when we rolled out LQS. That example does have me showing too some of the keywords that aren't indexed, and it's really illuminating because, again, when you wonder that as a question, when you actually analyze and run it, you can see, and they'll highlight, as I'll show here in a second, they'll highlight literally the keywords that are not currently indexed. I
can leave this video in the description that you mentioned. When you can send me the link later on, I'll link it for the viewers if they want to see the original video. We'll link it down there. But yeah, I understand. Perfect. So as you mentioned, we have the amount of characters that Seller.Tools Chrome extension pulls and tells us, hey, we don't have enough here, or we have too much here. All right. And then the next part is keywords in PDP, right?
Yes. So on product detail page.
Right.
Yep. And I have to highlight now, because when we've touched on characters, that's sort of the quantity side of things, right? So do you meet the best practice for the quantity of characters, the use of keywords in your listing? But what's really cool, in addition to being able to check index, as we touched on for A+ and EBC, is that you can, in real time, so let me make sure this is all highlighted here, you can check index for your title, for your bullet points.
That's really nice, man. I like this.
And it begins to highlight it right here. So you can see, again, running this on your own product, running it on your competitors' listings. This is a really great and free insurance policy. Am I missing anything? Am I suboptimal? Is there any keywords or phrases that are lacking? As an example, we're in the beauty space here. Is there key ingredients that I'm maybe not focusing on, but I back into sales because somebody's looking for hyaluronic acid. I happen to have a serum, or I happen to have a moisturizer. Those are really great examples that you can start to see for relevant terms. So let's go ahead and run all of them for each one of the bullet points.
Yeah, and I'll quickly tell the viewers, because it's a common question, like what is indexing? It means if a keyword is indexed, that means once we're going to be searching for any of these keywords that are not in the red color, they will appear in search, all right? And if a word is highlighted in red here, yes, it means that it doesn't appear in search, even though it is in the listing, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. So that's indexing pretty much. And this tool helps us pretty much understand on our listings, on our competitors' listing, are we indexed or not? Are they indexed or not? Maybe there's a keyword that won't index. By the way, I'll give a little hack here. That's something that worked for me for indexing. Sometimes when I couldn't index a keyword, my partner actually found out about this a few years ago. We take this keyword to the search terms, right? That's what we do. We put in search terms, we put it in the bullet point, all right? And then we give like the system 30 minutes, for example, and then we remove it from the bullet point, and then it's going to index through the search terms. This is something that we saw as thing that helped us when just the word will not index for some reason. Usually if it's a relevant word to the listing, to the category, it will usually, but sometimes there's like a battle with Amazon algorithm to index it, and this kind of helped us. So just a little maybe hack that might help.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. It's a great point. And we know too, there's different listing elements that have more weight with Amazon. And I have a pretty detailed article on the Seller.Tools blog that folks can check out too, where if it's a high weighted keyword, you may want to plug it in your title. Right. Running exact match and doing so in a kind of tighter window can force relevancy. It can help catalog or index for a specific keyword, but it really depends on how important that keyword is. As it looks right now for this listing, these are kind of middle of the road, probably lower priority keywords. Maybe not tested on animals. That's a major emphasis that you want to highlight. But some of these are descriptors. Conditioners, is that in the mix? Is this one of the key uses of your product? What I like about this is that, I consider it that insurance policy. At minimum, we have to know. That's sort of like the bottom, the threshold. And we can't be guessing, wondering. If you're still manually checking index, you're doing that sporadically. We know the importance of keywords. This is just how we take action to make sure that we are performing for those keywords. We're in Amazon's catalog. We have search and buyer intent behind them, and we capture it for our products to be able to convert those sales. Excellent. Okay. Great. And so again, we can complete the same step. And I appreciate you again dropping that video in for others to be able to check out the index. It's also a really good example in that video of, I believe it's the one where hyaluronic acid is not indexed for a hyaluronic acid serum product. It's a good example of where keywords can be the gateway, but because it's such an open, maybe somebody in a hypothetical, a customer knows that hyaluronic acid is good for, is a great topical solution, but they don't know if they need a moisturizer, a serum, a mask, a variety of products that include that key ingredient. But man, if you're not indexed for it, you lose all of that potential buyer intent. And that's where, again, knowing indexation, knowing where you're placing those keywords in your listing, if you're using them at all, is really a crucial part of the equation.
All right.
So all of this, again, informs our total keyword quality score. You'll notice based on how bullet points, how many keywords we're using in our, characters we're using in our bullet points, then the quality, relatively speaking, based on the keyword indexation, that can lower or increase your listing quality score. So even from when we first looked at it, this has increased. You'll want to keep an eye on that as you're running these checks in real time. Everything is, a click away for you to be able to access it. Then we have in subcategory and multiple categories. Effectively, how big is our Amazon footprint? Are we optimized? So I'm going to just shuffle this over. Yeah. And we can, of course, see. Yeah. Of course, it is in beauty. And then we have it more specifically in the body oils subcategory.
And Troy, what is on above the in a subcategory? There's desk/A+/EBC. And in the Chrome extension, if you scroll a little bit down, this one, what is this?
This takes, this looks at the character use for description A+EBC. So this is the quantity side of things for best practices. And then this would allow us to then check the index.
All right.
So because we're at 0 in this case, of course, we've got nothing to check there.
Oh yeah, okay. It's gonna check I understand. It's gonna check indexing of the description essentially, or A+ if it's present. Cool.
Correct. All right, let's go down to media quality score. If we scroll down, I'm going to collapse this just because, again, we look at so much information. I'm going to scroll back up because, again, we look at the entirety of the listing. So pardon my scrolling, but that's a big reason why we've got so many elements that we review.
Yeah.
Now, we factor in Amazon style guidelines and general best practices. And then always the question of, are we using as much of the real estate we're given as possible? So image count, we can see here, it's optimal to use every single place, total of 9, to meet that best practice. So we've got an opportunity here to add in more images. Our existing images, are they high res? We know, again, Amazon style guidelines encourages and recommends that we do so. Are they high res? High res. The main image high res is the other images that we're including. Are they high res as well? We will analyze this for you. So we'll look at each image making up the list in both the main image and then the additional images. Are they high res? And in this case, they're not meeting that quality criteria. Video on image 7. So this is checked off. That's good. Again, we can see that here. Related video shorts. And this is coming from the brand. So if we scroll down, we can see here, we've got a video short added in. So that's good to go. And as we've already touched on, we can see there's no EBC or A+ content. But what's really great about this, when you run this free, again, for the first time, it's pretty clear where your indicators are of, am I using as many of my images? Are they meeting the quality criteria that Amazon gives in the style guidelines? Are we using EBC or A+? And obviously, too, you need to be brand registered, completing those steps. But that may be kind of blinking in front of you and saying, hey, this might be important. We know Amazon is continuing to add and roll out things that are specific to brand registry, adding more value to brands that have that recognition, and that factoring into your listing and optimization potential as well. Excellent. Okay. So that touches on everything on the media quality side. We need to take a look at the conversion quality side. Are we ready to convert any traffic that we welcome for this listing? So let's break this down. First, we take a look at pricing. So we know there is price, title, main image, reviews. There's only a few things that when we look at the search results page prior to clicking on a detail page, there's only so many pieces of information that are presented to us as a shopper, as a buyer. Price is one of those. It's almost a quarter of the equation. So let's see. We are running a promotion for this listing. We know being able to run as many as 3 is optimal to be able to highlight a sales or promotion to earn that click. Are we using a discounted sales price, or are we just seeing retail or MSRP? Are we using any coupons to welcome? And we know coupons do stand out. They're very apparent when you turn that on for a given listing, as well as questions. So customers interacting, engaging on a listing.
I'll interrupt you, Sermon, before that, because like, what's the difference between running a promotion and coupons? Because coupons is the clip coupon, right? That we have usually it's either green or orange, right? But running a promotion, you mean like buy 2, get 10% off, these kind of promotions that you see them usually under the frequently bought together, I believe.
You've got it. That's the 2 different ways of running a promotion, and coupons being a little bit newer, promotions being kind of more evergreen. But ideally running both, especially too. I mean, when you're in a space, we'll use the example of beauty, where you have recurring buyers, you have folks that you want to have repeat purchases, whether it's subscribe and save, whether it's BOGO, whether it's a discount. You can increase your LTV and your order value by using promotions, maybe in that evergreen way, and then selectively using coupons if you're wanting more visibility, one-time sales, you're driving offers, seasonality, those types of things.
Yeah, maybe a little hack for the viewers. I'm not sure how Amazon looks at that, but if you use a picture and we do that, you put the say buy 2 get 10% off, and we write the coupons on the picture, because not all people see this promotion. It's a really small part of the listing. Now I can't tell you do that because maybe I'm not sure if it's within TOS, but it definitely does help us get more of these 2 or 3 pieces of product we're selling in one go, because we show them on the picture. And we all the time call the sale a relevant sale to the time of year. So for example, it's Christmas, we had like a nice badge, like Christmas sale, buy 2 get 10% off, So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to do it. Yeah, in terms of service, it may be. Yeah,
I think I'm not sure if they allow this.
Yes, but it's that is a way of using your images and thinking beyond features, benefits, social proof. Try to check off all of those other boxes, and then maybe the door's open for more promotional type images there as well.
All right, then we stopped on the questions. I interrupted.
Questions.
Yeah.
Yep. And this just makes sure, again, what relevant information's on your listing. We know that questions, anytime there's any other phrases or keywords used on your listing coming from buyers, that's helpful as well. We think about indexation, we think about relevancy. So having at least 4 questions on your listing. You touched on terms of service. Maybe if there's a friend, a colleague, somebody else that wants to ask a question that's highly relevant with the keywords that make up your listing, not be a bad idea. And that can meet your 4 recommended, at least that many, because we know, again, there's that visibility within the listing as well.
Also, maybe sometimes it's if by any chance you have, say, lifetime warranty or something, and somebody asks about this, or by chance or whatever, it's also good, because this warranty is something that always improves the conversion rate. So if people see it in the questions, is there warranty for this product? And your brand answers like, yes, we have this and that warranty. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It can do a lot. I think it's another kind of overlooked area where it can address FAQs, it can highlight features, it can really drill down some of the specific benefits. So it's an area to consider if you haven't really thought about, hey, this is where customers end up before they purchase.
Yeah, it's great.
How it plays into conversion readiness too. Great. Now we can't look at conversion quality without breaking down ratings and reviews. Mm-hmm. So of course, we will look at local reviews, both on the quantity and quality side of things. What sort of rating you currently have in place. We know once you drop from 4.5 down to 4 stars and it starts to drop down, you will see, often 10, 15% is a good rule of thumb of each half-star rating of a deduction in terms of traffic and sales that you realize. Number of reviews, having at least 50. Now, I even encourage thinking about getting up to 100. There is something, I think, psychologically to having 3 digits there, but 50 is a good starting place of making sure, hey, is this social proof ready? Weighing that against some of your competitors and understanding that Amazon is For a shopper, it's a compare and contrast landscape. They may see your 50 and need you to be at 100 to be able to really compete with what makes up the competitive landscape. Now, top reviews, and how they are utilized. So are your top reviews 5 stars? And does your top review include an image and video?
Yeah.
Now, again, this is where we take a look at the reviews themselves and sort of say, okay, how are they? And I'm going to click over here because we also have top positive and top critical review. And this is another kind of overlooked area as well. So let me hop over to this other tab.
Yeah.
And what we're looking at is top positive review. Intuitively, we want that to be 5 stars. We want the best thing to be shared that is relevant, that is informative, ideally. But then our top critical review, Amazon lets us have the possibility of having it be 3 stars. It's essentially the best of a bad review. And so when this isn't informative, when it is potentially more damaging to our product and brand, we have the opportunity to encourage, to facilitate, and to see more, let's say, a more optimal review. And again, there's a number of ways that you can approach it, but what's important is that you start from a place of that visibility of, what's being shared about my product in the most visible places when it comes to my listing. And again, the way you can find those reviews, if you're not familiar, is just go into the see all reviews, more detailed view, and then top critical or top positive to the left, top critical to the right will be displayed there as well. And in this example for this product, we have no reviews making up any other countries. So again, if you're just .com, that might be sort of an underwhelming optimization metric for you, but it's a consideration where, again, if you have partners, if you have vendors, maybe they are in those other countries. Maybe they can share and shed some light on, what type of experience they have with your product. But really having that clear indication here of how a listing is performing identifies, okay, what should I be doing today, this week, to make sure my listing quality score right now, 791 out of 1,000, there's some room there. There's some really strong potential. And I think even though we didn't get the chance to take a look at the indexation, this lets us know that A+ EBC would be really helpful for this listing, really using the bulk of that real estate, really missed potential here. I mean, we're looking at probably 20-25% opportunity here. And I know I picked this product because I used to sell it. It is one that has a number of features, a number of benefits. It's almost challenging. It has argan oil as a product. It can be used for your skin, hair, nails, leave-in conditioner, all this kind of stuff that you can go really deep on and really highlight and pull out some of those benefits for each. And so what that's telling me is I'm not using characters, and hence I'm not using keywords to optimally convey, as well as my image real estate, what the benefit is to the customer to be able to translate into the listing quality score and the true potential there as well.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Really helpful. I think for those who want to improve their listings, even if they think that their listings are awesome, which sometimes most of us think like this, still try it, use it, see, maybe you're missing, and probably you are missing.
Mm-hmm.
Being real, probably something is missing. So there's 33 different key points. If you improve one, it helps you 1% with your conversion. You take it to 2 years ahead, you've made a lot of money, or you lost a lot of money, or you left it on the table, let's say, for someone else, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. And we've run some tests. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I feel really great about how I analyze my listing, or I'm using this to, and we've run some tests. I've shared some in our Facebook group, FBA Kings. And sometimes they will see a tool or process will say, oh, I'm 9.8 out of 10. And then we'll run the in-depth analysis and say, well, shoot, you're suboptimal with clear areas of improvement. And you think, oh, I'm great. And then you're wondering why your sessions are down. Your conversions aren't how do I get to top position? So at the very least, like I said, we want to inform to make sure that you kind of know where you could be spending some time getting more sales.
Awesome, man. Now, what's the next part of the extension? Because I think
excellent. Yeah. So from listing quality score, we also have the ability to download reviews. So we can take a look and filter out some of this data. Now, this is more of a tried and true process here. And as the name implies, we just can come in here and download reviews for a listing.
Mm-hmm.
and use those as we like. We know how important this is to harvest for new product ideas, product improvements. And this is just super convenient. It's almost, that you see what you see is what you get with our reviews downloader. You can just filter out what you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at critical reviews, different media types, and then be able to download those from there. Super convenient and really easy to be able to utilize. Then we also have our ticker. So you can add in multiple brands to be able to tap into our ticker. So I've got my brand here. We have total Amazon traffic. And what this does, it actually pulls from brand analytics, and it gives us an indication. This is a data point to let us know relative sales volume for any given day. Unfortunately, brand analytics is very sporadic. If you've ever worked with data, and more specifically brand analytics, this is why you see some data anomalies here. Yeah. But if you look at every other day where they rightfully give us the data, this is where you can see and sort of weigh, because one of the questions we wanted to answer is sales down for everyone else? This is always posted in Facebook groups. People don't know, they're sort of questioning it. Now, when you start to see sales really start to pick up, this tells us through Amazon's own data and brand analytics that sales are truly up. And that is the buying behavior, buying activity, and Amazon activity that's taking place over a specific date. So please do disregard when Amazon doesn't provide us that data, but that's the source. It's the best source. It's just sometimes a little bit challenging there. But this gives you that check of, okay, here's what my sales looks like. Here's what's taking place on Amazon.
That's daily sales, right, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
For those who don't have brand registry, it's still gonna pull it, right? Because it pulls it from brand. That's pretty cool, man. Because for those who don't have brand registry yet, that might be really helpful to understand like the real data, because it's from Amazon, the brand analytics. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. And just keep in mind, we have this on here because reinforcing the source, it comes from brand analytics. It's the best, truly the best data. Yeah. You don't have to be brand registered. And then you might just notice a slight delay because of Amazon's delay in terms of displaying some of it. So that's why you might see it a day or two after. But then once we have it, once it's fully locked in, presented to you to inform what total traffic looks like.
Pretty cool, man.
And you can tap into that as well. We also have the ability to visualize and see for each brand your product sales. So this is really cool to be able to see that at a glance. Mm-hmm. You're also able to, and these last three features really highlight a lot of what we do with ranking and review automation, is you can send MCF orders on the fly. So think about a make good that you owe a customer. Your team's doing customer support. They don't have to be in Seller Central all the time. You don't have to worry about permissions or anything like that. You can create a new MCF order right here in real time, just simply by creating an order, filling in all the details that Amazon needs from us as if you were in Seller Central, and sending that product to your customer, to a vendor, whoever needs to get your products. You can do so and have it set up right here in the extension. Then we have our wallet. So this is really slick because this is where, with a lot of our ranking automations, what we do is we allow you to be able to add funds to your Seller.Tools wallet, as well as send those funds, PayPal, Amazon gift card, Visa gift card, Venmo, you name it. There's a number of different ways that you can send that value to your customer. So again, if your team is supporting different rebates, promotional offers, they can come in, they can add funds, they can send funds, and manage it all right here in the Chrome extension. We just wanted to make it super convenient. This can be done in the Seller.Tools wallet and in the Seller.Tools dashboard, but at a click away here in the Chrome extension, just really easy to be able to tap into that. Mm-hmm. And then similarly, and lastly, is our deny list. And this is where, for those that run ManyChat or any other integrated solution with Seller.Tools, we use a deny list to keep out bad actors or low quality customers, something that we know is very important for ranking, but also just safeguards our offers and promotions. So what you can do is easily come in here, add in that known customer data of maybe somebody who's trying to take two rebates when only one is eligible, or somebody that you see that has inorganic buying activity that ultimately you just want to deter from your offers. You can come in, plug in that known data, email, phone number, ref IDs. So you could use this for Amazon hashed email as an example, and then add in their information to that deny list.
Yeah, and more about ManyChat, and you've been mentioning ManyChat. So for those who are not sure, we have another video with Troy down in the description. Got pretty good traction on the channel, I think around 1,500 views now, about Seller.Tools and ManyChat. Product launches, again, reviews can be down in the description. Very useful video, in my opinion. All the links that we mentioned today are going to be in the description. And that kind of finishes this part of the extension right here on the.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a lot of what we've built out recently, new value to users, and some of the existing and tried and true features are going to be what you find in Seller Central. So when you hop over, you have the Chrome extension active. Many sellers already are kind of aware of this feature, but do want to highlight it, of being able to, in one click, request reviews in a TOS compliant way to your customers. So you'll notice, again, we still have the ticker here we can use, and we can completely customize this too as to where the ticker shows up. So do keep that in mind as to, do you want to have it displayed when you are on specific websites? Do you want to disable it altogether? So do keep that in mind. But when we're in Seller Central, when we're looking at orders, and I am looking at FBA orders, we have the ability here to request reviews on all pages. So this is the entirety of eligible orders that we can request reviews from our customers in a Amazon TOS compliant way. So this is where you get to that one-click step, because again, you can filter this out as you'd like here in Seller Central, where maybe you want to filter a specific date range, how many results that you're looking at. You can easily do that. But by doing request reviews on all pages, we're looking at the entirety of all eligible orders and then being able to request it in one click. We can also request reviews on the page that we are viewing. That's where the filters will come in even more handy. It's sort of a bulk step. Instead of maybe one click, maybe you're doing 5, 6, or 7, having you, a VA member of your team, run this every week to where you're monitoring, hey, we've got 70 orders. Let's send out request reviews. Let's do so in a TOS compliant way. It takes them 3 minutes to do, which is really the beauty of a free feature like this. And they're able to click and send. And then you can also, and this is really cool to be able to do, especially I use argan oil as I think a really great example, repeat buyers. Let's say you want to focus on, okay, I could send this out to everyone that's eligible, but I know if somebody's coming back and voting with their dollars, they're probably going to have really great things to say. Yeah. You can request reviews just from those repeat buyers as well. And so this hits on all of the free features. You're also able to utilize, now this is a paid feature, or if you're in our trial, you'll have free access. We have the ability, and we've done a video on this as well for our review request feature, where instead of even one click or those 6 clicks that a member of your team can do, you just turn this feature on and then it runs for you. And that convenience is really where it goes into more of a paid solution. It's still available on our lowest tier plan, so it's something you can definitely take a look at. But being able to use this for free is, I think, a pretty valuable step, knowing the importance of reviews and how easy it is to then take a TOS compliant way to capture them and set up your processes as appropriate to be able to get those out.
Yeah, man. So I guess we're going to have, as mentioned before, also the link to that video that you mentioned about the automation of review requests, and as well the link to get the Chrome extension. You can again install it for free and use it. There's going to be also a link to a free trial of Seller.Tools along with coupon code VOLVA20, which gives you 20% off on a recurring basis. Affiliate link means that if you ever use my link to invest in Seller.Tools, I'm going to get a little commission from that. No extra cost to you, but in this way, we'll be able to support my free content, which I really appreciate. And Troy, man, I know you got to run. You have stuff to do. So I really appreciate your time today. I'm going to live here on the screen, end screen playlist for all our videos for Seller.Tools. So click on that to watch it now to see more videos. And Troy, man, thank you, bro. Like, it was good as usual.
My pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
I hope to see you soon. And thank you.
You too. Thanks.